OG. We're hopping into what is going to be an incredible matchup here on Overpass. And OG, what a comeback to get back into play. A lot of back and forth. It could have went either way coming into that one, but OG are the team to extend their lead.
Yeah, good game, right? We got exactly what we wanted to kick off here for the group stage of IEM Katowice, but now we're underway with the pistol round of Heroic's choice. Overpass their territory, and let's see, can the Fakey boys do what they do best? 1xBet odds, wow, now with a very strong lean favouring the international squad. Flash over the hedges, Shush jumping for some information here over towards the fountain position. And just some posturing for control from both sides. Sewer and Connector glued for OG with all 5 members, well, were tucked on in. They are starting to rotate back now, so time. You can just see exactly what's done. A heads-up CT pistol, potentially Ancient playing into this. If you missed the first map, on the CT pistol, OG went hyper-aggressive. They pushed A main on Ancient, and they caused a bit of a ruckus for Heroic. This time round, the Danes not taking any risks. Patient stuff. We've almost seen the first 55 seconds of the round transpire, and just now, they're starting to make their crawl forward. It's a 5-man CTB setup here. It's very curious. This is interesting that there's not a single canary in the coal mine over towards that A site. And looking likely to be, well, the B play, Flame's the first to be tested.
He's going to spot all the info on these players crossing by. So one tries to take down the first. It is Valde who picks up the first kill of play. Down able to reply quite swiftly here for Heroic, but these numbers are going to get real messy on this B site. Smoke up inside a monster, bomb down, and OG with 3 players setting up inside of the B site.
They have to go B. I don't know. Ooh, maybe they don't. Looks like connected to A. This is going to be very, very tight here as far as the time's concerned. 15 seconds now. Need to get a wriggle on. Wait, they're coming back?
Yeah, Gideon's a little indecisive, realizing the time. The bomb is coming back. Niko's still here, though. Owens down.
They should be out of plant.
That's so important right now, and they have to commit to the plant right now. Just enough time to get it down here. Valde and Mantu into the 2 versus 3. Kit in the back of Valde. Still up into this one. And a little bit of damage done on the Stown, but he's still up. And that number advantage just wasted a little bit of time, because now you have to check for him. Now you have to go into the fight. And Stown, how has he done that? He's come away with a headshot, and he's still alive. He's barely walking right now with his health. And finally, the nuisance will go down. Valde with a kid in his back, but Refresh just playing with him. Surfs away. He's wrapped around monster side.
He's going to stick it.
The kid, he's going to stick it. Does Refresh get back in time? He's done it. Valde gets the defuse. Refresh feeling a little bit silly after that one.
Pros don't fake right there, and that's everything you wanted in the pistol round. A crazy CT aggressive maneuver, stacking out 1 bomb site. They get faked out late by Heroic, who do it best. And then Valde goes, you know what? I'll call you bluff. Let's go. Sits the defuse and pulls the pistol round through for OG. And we're going to find ourselves straight back into a force buy scenario. But that was the most important kill for Heroic there. That down frag onto Niko facilitated the bomb going down, which immediately plays into round number 2. They've been able to get 3 AKs up, a scout in play, and a deagle in their hand. So their buy is looking just as tidy as that of OG's. Oh, immediately softened up by that HE. So hold up a second. That buy has been devastated out the gates. Down half HP, Cadian down to 19. I was getting excited, but maybe a little bit too early.
This one just stifled nice and early. Mantu holding some range with the FAMAS, and uh-oh. Good luck dealing with that. The boost works out for Heroic.
Yeah, Mantu's had a rough go of things
really
so far in this series. The impact has been few and far between. He did win that clutch out against Refresh in the 1-on-1, but he's going to need to be a key element. This is Overpass. The AWP plays a huge factor here, so going down early, not ideal. And Stown, I think he spotted something just there. Jiggles on through, Shush in tandem. And Refresh not too far behind as these AKs patrol, ready for connector. Flames pops up his head. I don't think he'll try that one again.
No, I think he'll just smoke that off, cut off that location, and now we have to look to the hold. It's a boost here for OG. It's Valde boosted over the sign. We'll see if Refresh is ready for it. Not ready for that position, and Valde, he gets away with a double, goes back for 3. That is ridiculous from Valde. That's a shutdown and a half right there for OG. A lot of work out of 1 boost.
You blink and you miss it. You blink and you miss it. They're just discussing the buy rate here. So Volder with a lot of key information because he got those kills, scout AK's head armor, right? This is key for him to give that information. So they're aware that it should be an eco now, but it's beautiful stuff. The silence down 4, it's already bloody potent, but the fact he gets away with so much from there is fantastic. And all the meanwhile, Flames, who smoked himself off the connector, came up behind and even found the kill. So great work from Volder, even after losing Mantu in the opening. Now I want to get stuck into openings for a second because OG, since the addition of Nexa, have only played this map once. They played it against NIP over in Blast, and opening kills was a massive factor. It was a 16-4 victory, I believe it was. And I think there was 17 opening kills that went in the favor of OG during that match. So we want to keep our eyes on that if that correlates to a win condition for this team early. We don't have a massive sample size. One map's not a lot, so we need to look for some of those common threads. But there we go. The eco's dealt with. I hope you all are happy to see that one fall to the wayside. But now the AK's come out. Bit of a bonus round here for OG. And they've already shown they love the aggressive maneuvers, right? On pistol rounds, they like getting stuck in. So I'm interested to see where Niko and that of Mantu end up with these MP9s in hand.
Well, it's going to be two players running quickly in towards mid here for OG. You're going to throw some utility down to try and meet the heroic players and Tessas. It does go down to 47 right at the beginning of this round. There's been a lot of utility damage across this series already for OG. Looks like that's about to be no different.
Yeah, Mantu's actually done the lion's share of that. 128 utility damage for him so far.
Here come Heroic outside of the B site. Numbers coming down here for OG, and they're about to go for some re-aggression into water.
Yeah, there's 4 of them here. They're reading the play well.
They have got a good read on this one. Heroic still have got a lot of firepower, and Stown will certainly draw the numbers in Heroic's favor. So, first pick of the round is his. Heroic still have 1 minute to play with. Still plenty of utility as well, so they start to back away. They have got shox inside of connect.
Here comes a flash. Oh, never mind.
Oh, Niko slipping his way through. He can often be an irritating player to play against. He's getting so much information off of this, and that will allow a rotate back to A.
So much info. This is insane right now. They can completely gamble. And just, like, Niko doesn't have the weapon for the job, but the impact he's having just through seeing nothing on his screen is huge. Volder tucked in towards long. Mantu can bait. Nexa on the site as well. This is looking dire for Heroic now.
Well, Valde be able to get much done. One for him this time on the hold, so we have to look to his other teammates, but Niko's flank, now it might just get some kills out of it as well. It's one. shox is down, and now Kadian alerted to this position, but his teammates are going down elsewhere, so he has to deal with Niko quickly and turn his attentions to the 2v2. 17 seconds left. Mantu forced out of his position, so it puts it all on Nexa. The in-game leader has to shut this one down. 10 seconds left. Goes for the denial of the bomb plant, and Kadian luckily recovers. Heroic have their first round, and the bonus for OG unable to be picked up.
Yeah, difficult round to win, but Heroic do get across the line there, right? You can think about how much info they have, how much info is available. And you can see the way that Heroic like to play the game. They stay very pack-rolly, they get an opening kill, they disappear right before your very eyes, and there they are, trading out efficiently. Mantu from Rage with the MP9, the molly left over late, that was his demise. But good stuff as the clock was a bit of a pressure scenario right there. But here comes the guns, all in Mantu's hands now.
And this is what you want to see some impact out of him. This time, Heroic realized they don't want to take all that damage from the nades, so they don't push into top mid.
And it's actually all from Mantu, right? He has 181 points of utility damage. The next closest is 7 from Volder, everybody else with 0. So Mantu's definitely been taking a page out of Alexi's book. Playing homage to the former in-game leader, now over there at G2. But we are seeing a bit more of a default spread now from Heroic. Refresh babysit in the backyard, has the presence of this AWP to deal with. The fade on the smoke and connected to it's about to get a little bit spicy.
Oh, Flames, he is going to get away with it. So first kill of the round is his.
They just want to fight. We're really catching this common thread that they continue to look for fights across the map. They are not allowing Heroic just to get away with their defaults. And as they try to cross, they need to get past the AWP.
Oh, Mantu is going to get double peeked from 2 sides. Luckily for Mantu, he stays up here. And luckily for OG, they don't lose or rather for Heroic, they don't lose a player.
Mantu still has a smoke as well. He can go re-smoke over towards Monster if they choose, right? Oh, okay. Never mind.
40 seconds. Heroic, they're very slow and tentative into this one, but they're leaving themselves with only the B option right now. and they can't split. They all have to fight for water, and there's already a player in here, so this could be slowed further. There's a player in Connector, Flames, who can get into this action quite quickly, and the door is open, and Mantu's at short. This is so hard to get through for Heroic, and now comes Flames around the backside. Luckily runs out of ammo, but everybody else is doing their job, and Heroic just get nothing done in this round.
There's so many points of contact there for OG in a scenario like this. We saw it on the pistol round, we're seeing it again right now. They're using the space and territory they have so well, and Tessa, sure, a consolation frag there onto Mantu, but another round for OG.
And coming back to the start of this round, Chad, you see Heroic, they slow it down, they don't want to go into the mid position because of the nades, but they don't take anything.
Look, I think that the key right there, and something we need to keep tabs on, is Flames in Connector. Because that kill, right, you can see, look, sure, it's great that Mantu's able to stay sandbag, but that's not facilitated without Flames having Connector, right? So it's important, these little details. If Heroic can't garner control on their defaults of a key position like that, then they can't do their fakes as they like, because there's too much information for the CTs to work with. Now we're just back down to pistols here. Let's see if there's any form of excitement to come out of the Danes just yet. Fighting again, and Flames again.
Flames is having a great day right now.
This is the thing with this kid, right? Like, when you first saw him in the server, you knew he was sharp. You knew he had something special about him, but it wasn't consistently activated. I feel like the same thing with a few other names in this team.
And I think he was the biggest, question mark around the team was, OG would have these deep runs in tournaments, but the problem everybody said about them was they would always come into a big team, and the star players you're relying on wouldn't show up. And it was Flames and Mantu you need to rely on, and a big question around them was they're new players. They're new to this scene, and how long will it take for them to get consistent?
I think one of the keys here with this OG roster is... Oh, hold up. I think Flames wants an ace here. There's the fourth. Let's see. Can he find the fifth? Just towards his left. Has a bit of an inkling here. Peeling on through. Tech9 of Cadian to deal with. And he'll get it. There you go. Nice little eco bash there from Flames. He's going to be happy with that one. But Alexi B came in and set the blueprint for this team, right? Obviously, they had the MBK and Issa era. Then they brought in the two new players of Flames and Niko. But they have good fundamentals. And they have a good understanding of how to have the structure. Rugger's still there to assist with that. But I think with Nexa coming in, it's a little bit looser, and they're a little bit more aggressive, right? They're still team play, flashing for each other, playing off each other. That's all still fantastic, but they're using their weapons, their arsenal, to their full degree. Hey, Flames, you want to go kill 5 people? Go and do it, mate. That's what you're best at. Finally, yeah?
I remember LICP give this interview when he first joined G2 talking about, he had a little of criticism about being a micromanaging in-game leader. He said that in terms of the communication between some of the younger players in OG, maybe that was lacking a little bit. Maybe they wouldn't calm as much for them. But, Nexa's loose style, I'm excited to see how that's going to pan out for the long term.
Yeah, it's one of these interesting things, right? We all know honeymoon periods, and this is a perfect time, right, for a lot of these teams with newer rosters to really cause some waves. And we are seeing that here today. But finally into round number 7, we will see Heroic get into a ideal buy. AWP on Cadian, rifles on the rest. Aggressive connector play again. Bit of a classic right here being assembled over towards connector to make sure that nobody can push through the pipe to sewer. Flames has taken that space, and there always seems to be multiple members from OG with a contingency plan to help each other out. You can see Flames push short, the boost assembled to assist as well, and look at them play off of each other. They understand how important this piece of real estate is.
Oh, this time it is shox that gets the first. Heroic have numbers down here to try and equalize out that control. Try and push OG back and not make it as easy for them. The molly trying to push shox. How is he still standing? That molly not tickling him at all. Finally does spread. It's down to that nade from Stown that's come through, and Nexa out of the round. So it's not going so well for OG at the beginning of this one.
It feels like an all-in as well with how many resources they put into that position. You can understand why. We pointed out earlier how pivotal it was. Flames, well, they don't back out of position, but the number advantage sits firmly with Heroic here.
And now they've got so much to play with. It's a complete antithesis of what they had before, Chad, where they had no map control, and now they have everything to play with. So many options open to them.
I think they're going to send Refresh in here to see what he finds, right? That flash forward, a bit of util. It's keeping the feet planted on B. That's where all 3 reside. Another flash, another kill. Refresh sets the plane down to a 2-on-5.
He's going in for more. The bomb still undecided, but 20 seconds left. Flames with the headshot, and now that bomb should be going towards A. They've got a lot of control here, Heroic. And for the OG side of things, maybe just a little save call.
Yeah, save seems safe, right? It's still quite early in this. You don't want to be giving up these rifles unnecessarily. But that was all coming down to one key fight, right? It was all connector, all the biff, all the battle, and Heroic came out on top of the trades right there. round coming to its logical conclusion, but this is good to see, right? There's a clear game plan from OG, as I stumble over my bloody words, but it's quite clear to see what they're operating with, where they want to take the fights. This is one of the things with new rosters too, just the sheer lack of tape, right? The sheer lack of demos that you can really watch to see just how much Counter-Strike's been going on. But looks like all 4 members of Heroic will stay alive right here. Everybody just laying down their guns in round number 7. Scoreline reads 5-2.
Strong start for OG. Do you think that adaptation for Heroic in the last round is sustainable? Because they commit so much resource to just getting this connector.
Yeah, there's a multitude of different ways, I suppose, that OG can go and try and take that space. There they went very rifle heavy, right? But if they want, they could get sewer control, blow open the door, allow Mantu to op down the line. They have different looks and different options, but Heroic did deal with it by sending 2, right? Normally on the default, you have 1 connector. So if OG want to continue to fight for that, then Heroic are going to need to meet them with the same level of resistance. Right now, it is a different look early. Cadian between the flames. It's only take a lick of damage, but look at Mantu's aggressive maneuver here.
Very aggressive. Flash will slightly catch him, but Cadian scoped in, and that's the bigger problem right now for Mantu. If he gets further aggressive, then he will walk into the scope of Cadian waiting for him around the corner. And in fact, Cadian comes to him. Mantu will strike, but not enough damage done here as Heroic start to turn their attentions back over to this B site. Once the information location is located on the AWP, back to B they go.
Oh, looks like they want to play on the fader this. You could see niko starting to thrust forward a little bit. The smoke from Flames has just landed, and while they're playing the wood and monster positions quite up close and personal, the only 2 defenders on the B site, it's all on Flames and niko here.
All of the pressure on their shoulders. Let's see if they can crack, or will they hold? It's niko and Flames with 3 finally. It will be Flames that goes down as he swings into the spam of Stown. And now it's a 3 versus 2. 49 seconds left. Smoke will go out to the middle of the site. Utility starting to limit some of these CT positions as OG start to rotate down and get their numbers into the right spots. But shox is getting aggressive, and that draws the number back. Now he's looking for Nexa, who just so happens to be the last player alive. Bomb down towards the site here. Stown commits to it, and Nexa now into the 1 versus 1, looking for the position of Stown, and Nexa has done it. OG was 6.
You hear that roar from the team right there, a tight rounds, right? They lose multiple members through the smoke, but the 2 B defenders standing tall against all 5 coming through. Great stuff, right? That's really good for them to trade out efficiently. Stown was fortunate to get 2 kills back through the smoke to make this one interesting, but that was looking like it should have been an OG round with how it kicked off. Well recovered, well clutched, and good stuff from the in-game leader there, but this is the flurry in the smoke. You can just see how messy that was.
Yeah, Flames, if he doesn't swing in front of the smoke again to go back for more, it could have been even cleaner there, right? It's nice little lucky shot from Stown, but Nexa, Frykit in-game leader, definitely the talking point around this guy, the storyline surrounding Nexa is his ability to frag out. I think when he came into the OG side, it was great seeing him go back to some of the roles and some of the impact he had back in his crazy days.
Yeah, look, obviously when he was in G2, he had a lot of star power around him. Well, niko and Hunter, right, to take up a lot of that room. Here, I think he can take a few more liberties in how he wants to approach the game.
Oh, refresh. Might have to deal with Mantu getting a bit more aggressive here. Oh, the rifle from Flames just swings out into refresh. Now the AWP located as well. That is not exactly the best kill for OG to lose early.
As soon as they've identified 1 kill and where the AWP is, they're immediately rotating back towards A. Right, once you know that that AWP has made a shot towards B, you can actually be a little bit more aggressive of how you want to take A. Those long passages, those long corridors, but they're pushing forward for more info.
Yeah, they certainly are. And Mantu is the first player to go down.
See you later.
Refresh absolutely mauled him. There's 1 minute left. Defense completely split here, nowhere near the impact region. Valde with the AWP has found at least 1 kill on Stown. But these numbers for Heroic already trundling their way towards the A side, and Tessus has long side.
Valde is pinned here as well. Yes, you can see Tessus' position. You've got Refresh locking down connector as well. So it might just be another save round here, especially with Valde picking up that AWP.
Slow start for Heroic, but starting to get into it. Valde was the highest rated player for OG within the play-in. If you posted a 1.2 rating, was in the rank as the top rated players throughout that stage of the tournament, and 12-4 start for him. alongside Flames equalizing those numbers. Great to see Valde having some impact.
Curious seeing Valde doing some AWPing duties as well, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like the evolution of. That's unfortunate, isn't it? Well, they know where they are now, and it looks like they're starting to get stuck in. Another kill. Valde will continue to add those to his tally, and maybe that's enough bodies on the deck right there. Have enough money to drop a gun to Stound, no dramas. Refresh might use one as well just to get enough utility up, but that saved AWP. Does Valde want to give that over to Mantu? He could use it, 1.8 to his name. Yeah, it looks like they are going to juggle the guns across here. So, yeah, look, Mantu's AWP. Mantu's the one who's looked probably the shakiest today so far in the first map and now in the first stages of the second. But if he can just get activated, this OG team will be a scary beast.
It's an important buy for them here, OG. A lot of residual cash left over in reserve, so Heroic getting a little bit more map control than they were previously getting at the start of these gun rounds. They've got themselves into water already. It could be a B split on the cards right away here.
Yeah, well, this is an important round here. If OG lose this, their economy will be broken. Only 1900 into the next, and we will see Heroic be able to get closer and closer to that 6-round mark that they've laid on out.
4 players for OG down here. And they're actually going to go for the boost. If shox just goes a little too wide, he would be spotted by Nexa. And here they come through Monster. They charge down with a double. Flames at least gets one, but Stound continues to run forward, and he wants more. The bloodlust, he's thirsty for it. And now he's got a chance, but Nexa puts him down. Refresh looking to make up for it, though, and he's got 2. And now it's just Mantu, and shox will eliminate him. Heroic happy with 4.
Okay, well, you know what, that's done. We set the scene, and exactly that will unfold. Just the pistols to go forward into the next round of play for OG here. Heroic understanding the importance in that. You can hear them getting loud. But this nose flash, it comes in time and time again. You can see how blind they are, right? That flash assist of Cadian shows it's very, very common to see that flash thrown. When Gambit started playing this 2-man monster hold consistently with Inters and the likes of Hobber, and then navi was the swingman, like that's what you see so many teams do now. But that threat of big point on the fade of a smoke or when they're getting the timing of a re-smoke, it's one way to try and stay jarring. We've seen it go both ways. We've seen it when you run through a smoke and you all get mowed down, and we've seen it when you make it through and you actually get the kills falling in your favor. But here's a bit of a stack setup. These are always fun.
Absolutely. While this is going on, actually, you know, we talked about Valde. We just mentioned him a little bit ago, and earlier today, you know, Trace and I made the discovery that Heroic actually came 3rd to 4th at Katowice in 2017, and I was wondering, you know, how did this happen? So I looked back, and actually Valde was part of that team back then. You know, when they were high up in Katowice, taking a 3rd to 4th finish. It's kind of crazy how quick time's gone.
Yeah, it really is. Like, mate, I can go back in a time machine for you back when Magisk and Config were on the same team playing for Dignitas, right? Like, the Danish players have all played together at one point in time or been on one roster here, there, or everywhere. There's a lot of interlinking parts.
Here come Heroic into an empty B site, and unfortunately for OG, their cool pistol stack hasn't really worked out.
No, but at least, you know, they're showing us something fun. You know, they're doing something new. They're keeping things entertaining. It's
definitely one to try at home. In matchmaking, when you're playing, you know, with your friends, you always win these rounds.
If you can get your friends to listen to you and do something silly like that, do it. You should.
Absolutely.
Have some fun with it. Get stuck in. That's what we keep Rushly Ranger around for, right, Rush?
Yes, boss.
There we
yes,
go.
Boss.
See, we got him, everybody. I know there's some of you massive Rushly fans at home have been missing him.
It's a real power being able to just summon Rush like that.
I got him on call at all times. He lives in my head, actually.
He's actually just a figment of all of our imaginations.
Well, I'll stand with 2.
Oh, refresh.
Yeah, they're too low, aren't they?
At this point, Valde, the last player around the corners. Just a formality to close out 5 here for Heroic. A slow start, but now Heroic looking pretty solid. They seem comfortable at this point.
Yeah, and it's great to see Stound in really good form, because one of the things with Heroic is if they want to be a consistent top 5 mainstay, Stound needs to show that star power more often than not, right? I know that Cadian's AWP has been a talking point, maybe not getting enough impact out of the AWPing in-game leader, but if Stound's consistency is there, that can set up a little bit of a base for this team. There's a lot of skill on Heroic. We'll be going into the first tactical timeout right now of OG. 6-5 the score reads. Rugger, an opportunity to chime on in, set the record straight before they go into their next gun round of play. Now, Connector, we were pointing out how much of a focal point that was early for OG. Let's see what they opt to go for here. Taking a quick look, Mantu doesn't have a good spawn to go for anything aggressive A. Could actually head over towards B. You can see him here at the back of the pack. You could go over towards B if they'd like, or they could just operate in a bit more of a passive standard setup with the AWP patrolling towards middle or long. Lots of options available here. However, no kit in play. We know that tends to be a bit of a problem as far as these retake scenarios go. Standard defense to be set. Valde and Mantu, the pairing on A, Flames, niko, and Nexa to lock down B. And while the second letter of the alphabet is where Heroic seem to be turning their attention early.
Time and time again have they done this. OG. How are they going to deal with the numbers here already? Flames gets set forward with the flash. Unfortunately, doesn't work for him. In fact, that worked for Tessis. And now niko under a lot of pressure from barrels. He will be bombarded with utility and players now coming towards his spot, but he's dealt with it decently. Now Cadian moves forward. The time trying to be bought here. The space for Nexa. Unfortunately, not enough done here for OG. And it's all on Mantu to try and make this clutch happen. Bomb isn't down yet. We'll give him some extra time as he legs back the leg shot. That at least will keep him up right now. Mantu just holding, waiting for that mistake to come through, waiting for that overextension. Stown is not playing proactive right now, so they're waiting on the shox peek out. Mantu nearly caught, but the shot's there, and that's the bomb down. And now Mantu trying to figure out where Stown is. He's so low on health right now. Stown in the sight, doesn't really matter when you're up against the big green. Mantu's just holding. He's going to wait for the plant. He's going to wait for the aggression into him. How does Stown do this? How does Stown get across? How does he get back to the bomb? The scope is ready, but the timing's against him. Mantu looks away, and so that is giving time now for Stown to pick up that bomb and slither his way towards the site. The smoke gives away his position. Mantu quickly dropping down, won't play from heaven, decides to take up spot towards CT, and the information being passed on. He's pulled out the pistol. Mantu, they're both so low, just a bullet away from death, as Mantu now starts to try and guess where Stown is playing from.
Needs to draw him out. Remember, there's no kit. He has that smoke. He can drop it on the bomb and tap it, but he needs to get the kill. That is the key right now. He's not going to be able to sit a 10-second defuse. No way.
Oh, he throws the smoke down. He's trying to tap. He's trying to pull in Stown's position, give it away, but he's tucked at the sandbags, and now he knows he has to go, and Stown able to clutch out the 1 versus 1 versus Mantu.
Handled there, right? But it got dicey for a couple of moments. Mantu in that position, that would have been one way for him to show that he's on the server here today, but not to be.
He got caught by the timing that was really working against him there. He was so worried about the player pushing down below.
And Heroic can really start taking charge here on their map choice. 6 rounds on the T side of Overpass is already great. Anything more now would just be the cherry on top. And this is finally a change, right? We've seen so much B action, and we get a nice little walk through the park of Long. You hear the birds chirping in the trees and, well, the scope in the distance, but OG aren't hearing anything just yet. This utility will be a dead giveaway.
Here it comes, smoke execute up. Molly's going through, and Valde now turning his attentions towards their blind spot of Long. 5-7 in hand. We've seen what Flames can do. See if Valde can get involved with that as well. First is his, has a shot for the second. Luckily, niko having some impact with his deagle. And now suddenly OG have got the bomb down in the site, and they've got the numbers advantage. They haven't got the upgraded weapons, though. Heroic still have the AKs, which should be superior to these unarmored deagles for the most part.
They had 2 smokes. One's just been limped on out. The second on refresh can get thrown at any moment here. Second wave to attack this site.
33 seconds left. Nade is so good, but it hasn't removed a player from the server, and that's really what Heroic need right now. Flames with another, now shox into the clutch. 1v3 total to silence them. 20 seconds. He knows he has to go to the bomb plant eventually. And as soon as he does that, he's in an awkward spot. He's done exactly that. He's pulled niko into the fight, and now he's looking for one more. Nexa. Oh my god, he's done it! That is a ridiculous clutch from shox, and it is silence now in the OG camp.
Oh, that was a lifeline right there. You'd want to take a timeout off the back of that, because the fundamentals on that play from Heroic were a bit sloppy. Cadian being the man who has to pivot and go close over towards the front of bathrooms, that's not the man with the AWP. You don't want that at all. That was where one of the opening kills came on in. But this was great from shox to mop up another mess here that could have, well and truly started to spiral out of control. Time, these rounds coming down to the wire here. But a good clutch and a good round for OG, right? They got a lot done with those pistols. Kept it expensive, but we are at the tail end right now of this first half. 2 more rounds of play here. Both teams will be purchasing on in. Been an exciting game. I'm glad we're getting, you know, a bit more of these tense affairs than the blowout halves.
Yeah, yesterday we did last day of the play, and it was certainly a one-sided affair, but now here in the main event, OG and Heroic not giving each other much space into this one at all, but it's a similar story for OG here. They had a strong start here in Overpass, but it really has been Heroic, mainly in the driver's seat here, and Cadian is charging quickly down in towards mid. Luckily, OG's numbers, they're going to drop back, but they drop back and go wide, and that's going to allow Cadian the opening.
He's still going. He's still pushing forward here. That smoke will hold him at the door, and Volder's actually picked up the AWP. Flames again, fighting Connector, stuck between Refresh and a hard place, and he'll go on down. Another kill for Refresh, doubling up in sewer, and this is starting to hurt for OG.
Now Nexus' turn to try and hold. Can he get them back in the round? And he can't. Refresh with the headshot. Valde's done.
Refresh has been a beast. How many times have we seen him in that position or going into that B bomb site, getting multiple kills? Him and Stown have been absolute figureheads of that. But the key for me in this was Cadian taking some heads-up initiative. It looks like he knew exactly how Mantu was going to rotate, forced him back into an awkward position, and got them an opening that started to spiral this out of control. Volder's going to want to hold on to this. Cadian's going to want to deny, and Orps trained on one another.
Oh, Valde. He does best Cadian in this fight, but Heroic realize how devastating it can be if they get this AWP out of his hands.
Yeah, this is the time to hunt.
And he is being hunted. The dogs let loose, and Refresh removes the head of Valde. 8 rounds for Heroic. They have already won this half by a minimum of 1 round as we move into the last.
Yeah, money is a little bit tight, right? I think by virtue of that Silent Stem 4, we'll see a few more than we traditionally expect coming on out in a situation like this. Maybe some Famises to fill the void there with utility alongside. But Refresh has been a menace playing through that smoke. He's done a great job of it, and there's the impact again. He gets 4 kills in a round like this. He is an X factor for this Heroic roster, so it's good to see him hitting heads. And right now, we're looking like a 9-6 half for Heroic here if they can convert against this scrappier purchase.
Tesses will be the front man in this charge this time. Flash holds him back. Starts to clear towards top connector. No resistance really here for OG in terms of being aggressive and assertive, but in the bathrooms is where Mantu lies. Another quiet half for him here.
This is 3 players over towards A. Nexa is the difference maker this time round.
He's got a FAMAS, and now he's been spotted. Oh, shox looks away at the wrong time, and Mantu able to work with a distraction put up by his in-game leader, and now Valde surges for long control. Headshot onto Refresh. X Factor out of play. Now OG have the numbers game. They have the advantage here. A little bit of a gap here for Stown to play with, and actually Flame juices it against him. The headshot of the MP9 rattles away, and Cadian's getting aggressive into bank. He's got the bomb on his back, and Tessis is the rightful support alongside him. Will they expect Cadian to go so far down these stairs? Now they start to read it, now they start to think, and now it confirms Cadian's position. AWP shot rings out, but 1v4 in total. They swing upon him. It's the first for Cadian, now an opening into the B side here, Chad.
He has an avenue to at least get the bomb down, but he's faked it. He's faked it with a pistol drop.
Oh, what a smart play. He takes the drop, but niko spots him. And now Cadian, his play may be genius, but it's unable to get around. It's 8-7, as close as you can get it here in this first half of Overpass. We'll see how this one transpires as we hop into the second.
The game against K23 in the Pinnacle series was really weird for us. 1 hour before the game or something, Casper tested positive for COVID. And we were, of course, everyone was around him because we were boot camping. So he went back to his home and self-isolated, of course. So this was 1 hour before the match, and usually we all warm up here and there and like make a game plan and everything, and we didn't have time.
1 round on the way out the door going into the break is probably good, fills them with a bit of confidence here, but 8 rounds on the T side of Overpass, their home map here, Heroic picking into that today. This one's looking destined to be a Heroic Overpass, but Inferno coming up next if we need it. Let's see if OG want to change that tune. Cadian onto a CZ, it's been dropped. So he's going to play with that Kevlar in the connector. Bit more of a standard CT pistol here. We saw Heroic go, OG go for something quite aggressive towards B. This is a little bit more regular. Tessa's towards Divider, Cadian in connector. First player spotted and Tessa's going to drop back.
Chance for him to perhaps steps up with a few kills here in the pistol. A little bit of a quiet showing for him, but Cadian has got the CZ from behind, and Nexa's head will spot him. Cadian decides to drop back, but Tessis gets overrun.
Should be in here.
That's a hole in the defense. The Heroic have to quickly try and patch up, but in the meantime, OG can just run straight away towards the site.
Beautifully placed smoke there, but down through it. Mantu getting ahead of it, goes down, 4v4.
And that kill is so important, that just draws it right back. OG get the bomb down.
Oh, they're so worried about the flank. Yeah, they've planted the CT side.
Oh, Niko, he's going in towards Bank. There's so many players right here. Let's see if he can get something done. He has got his teammate alongside of him. Now he's down. Flames has everything to do. But unfortunately, right now for OG, it is just down to Valde and Nexa. Valde trades position was down, but Nexa's towards the long side. Smoke goes up, sees the diffuser come off, and now reconfirms that by spraying through the smoke, but
out of ammo.
They're not on it. And now they defuse again. Nexa with it first, gets the headshot, trying to spam through. He's gone for the knife as well.
He's whipping.
Defuse is just coming through. Refresh sticking it. Oh, he's got behind him. How has he done it?
A 10-second smoke defuse.
How has he pulled it through?
Look at the disbelief on Cadian there. Of course, how's he gotten away with that? Oh, yikes for Nexa there. You're gonna be feeling hard done by, mate.
He did everything he could. The smoke even fades away.
Oh my lord.
He's getting around. Just runs out of ammo. Knifing up the dice box.
Yeah, and he's the one lost in the grey screen. Oh no.
Oh, that one's...
Yeah, take a time out, have a bit of a breather. You probably shouldn't have gotten away with that one right there, Heroic. You see Cadian's positioning connector? I think that's a huge factor as to why they planted Bankside. Because you know how he showed himself in connector, they're thinking, we don't want to get flanked. We don't want to be in it. They wanted to take the Glocks in the close range fights, and it ended up working against them there. Look at Cadian's reaction here. Oh, okay.
Has no idea that you only have one option really there if you're Heroic. Stick that 10 seconds inside that one smoke.
All right. Yeah.
Here we go. Back to a buy at least here for OG. 1xbet odds favoring OG significantly still here.
Yeah. Well, daylight robbery right there. So getting this one back underway. Do have a couple of rifles invested in. Lots of damage done. So they were able to purchase up in a potent fashion.
Nexa moving forward. Flames will be the front man taking mid control. Starting to clear out bathroom, starting to clear out connector. And now looks in towards the position of Tessis. Rifle waits. Flames looking to crack it open. Finally spotted.
Ouch.
Now they swing on him. Tessis removes him. Now they're swinging out from Tessis, trying to go for more, but he goes down to Valde. And that's going to put pressure on Cadian.
Down to already, though. 2 players on the site. They can deal with as easy as you like.
Down just spraying away from the back of the truck, and now it's all on Mantu. And OG buy into this one, Chad, but they don't get much out of it.
Yeah, I think the pissed around with how close it was, and the fact that Nexa stays alive, he kept his Kevlar, right? They have so much extra cash. You know, they're into this sense of security where it's like, well, we should have won the previous round. Let's just win this one. So it was quite the contact play. But this initial tag and the follow-up here with that first kill onto Flames is huge because it made it really easy for Tessis. You saw him have a hard time against the rest. But Cadian there with some good impact being felt, and Stown as well. So come and clean up any dramas they had going. Just down to some few pistol upgrades. 2 Glocks, Deagle, a P250, a Tech 9, some flashes. So any kills, any damage that you can do for OG right now would be tidy. Oh, okay. I think Cadian's put on notice there. That was a Deagle dink.
Oh, Stown looking to hold it down. Flames goes out of play. Shut down here, OG. Just try and run through the monster. But, you know, often you will find the monster on the other side. It is Shush this time. On the side's down. No Valde with the Eagle. What can he show us here? Absolutely nothing. Refresh removes him 11-7. Heroic with a flawless round.
And that's what they need here to establish early. Get some of those jitters from the pistol round out of the way. Just give you a quick little read of the scores on the doors right now. It's down with 23, 16 for Refresh, 12 for Shush, 7 for Cadian, and 5 for Tassus. On the other side of things, Valde leading the charge. It's 20 kills for him. Flames with 16, 10 for Nexa, 8 for Niko, and 6 for Mantu, who continues to have a couple of woes here. But if there was a time to wake up and show us some of that T-side AWPing prowess, this would be it. No big green right now. But future rounds, that may very well come into play.
Refresh, very aggressive play into water here. Are they going to be ready for it? They won't be. Nearly gets away with a double there. That's almost daylight robbery right there with the MP9.
Especially on a bonus round, you're exactly right there, but they're coming in.
Oh, Shush now under a lot of pressure. Nexa will clear out his positions. Down again, just keeping this 1-for-1 going for Heroic. As long as they trade out evenly, this is still going to be a bit of a mess for OG.
Look at the Tesla's flank right now. He's already in T-spawn. Bomb goes down. There's plenty of time for him to find some traction. Mantu's not looking the right way. If he walks into Monster, he'll go down.
Tessus with the AK, ready to strike. Mantu, his back turn for the time being. It's Niko that holds off it. Both players go down, and Mantu as well obliterates Tessus on the flank. That's a big round for OG to pick up.
Huge stuff from Niko there. You gotta love that double kill. Taking some heads-up play, taking the fight to them, and while denying Heroic a chance to retake there. But lots of residual cash, so you've seen them purchase back in. They're not done just yet. But if OG can post another exactly like that, we'll be sending Heroic down to the doldrums. It's a good back and forth to begin, but yeah, Niko's been tidy, hasn't he? Had some good moments on Ancient today already. Continuing to find a couple of frags here. That gets him up to 10. We need more of what we saw on the first map of play. But over towards B one more time. They extinguished the Molotov over towards Playground. That... All right. Stan loves a good spam. Cadian's rotating B as well. All 5 members are here to defend.
And Flames is already charging forward in behind him. He's trying to wrap around the backside. Flames with 1, Valde on the follow-up. OG, they're just down to 1 player. They've downsized the attack entirely here, Heroic, and suddenly Flames has a chance for the 1v1s, and unfortunately for him, Down crosses 12-8 now, as Heroic will go into a very strong lead.
That was action-packed rounds, right? I'm just watching the mini-map here, and I see all the execute come in, but Cadian was already rotating as it was in the air. Like, they had a very good idea that it was going to be that B hit. So, quick on the response, and that's one of the things that both of these teams, I think, have done quite well today, is how quick they're responding to a lot of these plays. Another big fight over towards Monster, another double kill from that of Refresh. But the thing is, after you get the initial frags on the B defenders, I'm not saying you're going in not expecting more players, but there were just so many bodies and so many angles to get through. There's no way that OG would be able to completely account for all of them.
Well, the numbers are heavy towards B this time for OG. Valde, he was the 1 AK. And now he's gone. They'll pass it back to Nexa.
Yeah, not only was he the 1 AK, I think he had some armor too. So nobody else on OG has any armor here, which, sure, it's great to have the rifle in your hands, but it's going to make you so much more susceptible to wall... Oh, yeah,
Tess
you're
is
right.
getting his flank going again.
Yeah, you're right. This is a bit naughty. I think we saw this just the other day with Rain. We were covering off a FaZe game, and Rain was doing similar plays like this, garnering so much information for his team, and it would just immediately put them in the right position to deal with the remaining Ts. Yeah, they're stuck here, aren't they?
They're caged in. They don't really have a whole lot going for them here. They're going to have to hope for some absolute miracle. A flurry of kills somewhere just to create some space, but as soon as you try and pressure into this B site, everybody is here waiting. OG try as they may. They're running right into the blender. Cadian with 1. At least Flames gets away with something. Actually caught a window to push up on the left side, and that smoke is allowing them to isolate a couple of these fights, but Mantu now the last player left, and he will go down as well. 13 rounds for Heroic, 3 away from victory on map 2.
Okay, well, this is starting to simmer out here a little bit for OG. The T rounds so far have had a relative bit of about a pace to them, right? They've seen like some contact plays up through the bathrooms. We've seen some more aggressive plays over towards the B bomb site early. It's a miserable way for this one to start. You got to feel for Valde there, just going straight down through the smoke, but good find there from Shush. But if we are going to see resistance, it needs to begin now. Tessus and Stown holding A. It's going to be the AWP of Cadian over towards the B bomb site to find a pick, but OG got other ideas about this one. It's a whole new setup here, right? Like 2 players in upper bathrooms, both with rifles. They're coming fast towards this position.
Tessus is waiting alongside Stown for a double stack on this side of the bathroom, so this could be Quite the difficult situation for OG as they try and jump across. Tessus gets both.
Where's the flash?
I think they just tried to jump. That was the flash, the human flash.
Yeah, okay, well, a new setup has really thrown a spanner in the works. So this one right here, a flat start for OG. Mantu will respond, but he copped a dink for his troubles.
Well, Tessus is low. That molly, that's going to heat things up and force Tessus deeper into the bathrooms and might just force them into the crosshair of Valde. And that's exactly what will happen. So those numbers back to even odds again.
Oh, Shush is up here towards long as well, so that...
Oh, refresh. Oh, he's got the chance. He's got the kill.
Okay, they just want to fight. Both these teams getting constantly stuck in. Mantu's chance, will he clear the corner? Yes, he will, but Shush is too good.
Oh, Shush is ready. That's the AWP jumping past him. And now Valde trying to clear out that position. We'll tread that out, but still 2 more players for Valde to find. Gideon has a scope on this angle as well. Good smoke from Valde. That's going to negate the problem and pick up info of the AWP.
Where are they going? They're both
just deep into bathrooms.
They expected him to run back.
This is actually giving Valde a great chance. Now he can plant on the safe side of Dice. And then when you go back into Bank, it's a strong position.
The thing is, they're probably worried about him going all the way to B. Refresh is just going to hear this now.
Gideon's went down to the lower site.
Coming back.
Oh, Valde, how does he play this one? It's not even planted for him. He's getting aggressive in towards the bathrooms. Oh, where are they? And Refresh will deliver. Checks out on Valde's spot. Oh, they'll play that one a little scarily, but unfortunately for Valde, he goes to the wrong move.
Yeah, look, it was a bit of an odd decision right there, but I think if you put yourself in the mind of Valde, you know that Refresh was pushed up in bathrooms, right? And he got a kill relatively aggressive. So when he saw one player long, you heard the AWP shot, he knew the smoke was there. He's just opted to call their bluff, and he's done exactly that. So getting the plant down gives his team something, right? He gives his team an opportunity to buy going into round number 23. But Heroic are looking solid on their map choice. And after a very close affair on map number 1, this does set us up for an exciting third map of play, which, as we mentioned earlier, will be Inferno, the best third map decider out there.
It's going to be a real brawl. OG really have lost steam, though, in Overpass. And now Gideon. He's down inside of Connector, going for the early pick. Unfortunately, nothing happens for him. Maybe Flames can get something this time for OG as Down begins to get aggressive. The beast has been unleashed on Overpass. And now with some responsibility to try and crack open the round, might just be given that opportunity. Flames on the right side. He's down patiently waiting for his prey to walk into the crosshair. Time will start to take it down. Will start to get impatient, and so for that, it is 2 kills for OG. And now they strike into Shush, who has a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He will be downsized, and now it's Tessus and Gideon with no other option really to save this one.
Yeah, good call here on the save as well. Money not good, and that's some just efficient work there on the rifles. Able to deal with Stown, who, look, had no idea what laid around that corner. Is this enough, though, right? How long are you going to be able to replicate that? We did see the double AWP come into play in a round, just like that, but money's not fantastic for Heroic. Cadian will be able to drop one. Tessus should be able to do the same. And Shush should be in a position to buy himself just. So as long as these two do survive over towards that A side of the map, they should be looking pretty good for the next round of play, but cash is starting to get tight. Now let's see what type of reaction we get out of OG here, because I think they know I have a lot of work to do. It's not the type of round that, you know, warrants a lot of screaming and yelling. It's, we need to get down, we need to work hard to draw this scoreline ever closer. And they have made the drops work over there on the Heroic side, so everybody's been able to get an M4 at least. Look at the focus from next to there, you know, just glued in on that pillar position, right? Hoping that there's nobody rotating in swiftly, but this is it. OG win this, they can break Heroic and start working on the comeback.
Gideon blinded as he begins to drop back. He dodges the flash. OG with numbers outside of B for the time being, but given that 2 are now looking to take some long control and out towards that party area, I doubt anything's on the cards here for OG just yet. Instead, they start to walk to Gideon. Maybe Mantu can crack open the round for OG, but the answer's no. Gideon with a first of play, and he wants another one here. He's starting to back away. Flames hunts him down, so the trade is good.
Well, 4-on-4 and plenty of time to work with here. shox is actually pushing. He's between the two of them. shox, oh my god, Valde has no idea. shox knows exactly where he is.
Oh, he's got his knife out as well. shox with one and a double. And that really feels like all she wrote now for OG, unless niko can find some important kills. A bone-shaking headshot on the head of shox.
Flames being late to this position is interesting here. niko still has some nades to make it seem like there's more players who have already slipped on past shox's position. The bomb needs to be scooped on up. niko could flash from where he is in towards sewer to allow Flames to go for a peek. Then that smoke could land towards sandbag, so they can start to work out a couple of bits and bobs. Here's the flash.
Allowing Flames to get across and begins his fight. Now he's got to cross, recover the bomb, and suddenly 20 seconds left for OG. The bomb looking to go down. Flames netted. They know where the bomb's being planted, but they can't deny the bomb plant. Nor can they remove Flames from the round, but they've certainly removed most of his health and his support network of niko. So Flames now into the 1 versus 3. What a beast this young man has been today. But this would be incredible. This would be unthinkable for Flames to win this round. He gets himself into a good position. Spots the first come by. It's down. And now Flames 1v2. Looking for another. Flames down to 1. Oh. Nearly gets it done, but Refresh swipes it up. That is so close for Flames. How does he even get into that situation? 4 HP.
Yeah, you can see just how close it is. And the thought process was great. Like, I loved all the utility usage. niko was thinking and the right path there. You know, he smoked off the sandbag position, allowed Flames to have... The nades were great from Heroic as well. Like, there's a lot of little details from both teams there. But the aim of Flames on display right here. Yeah, they knew exactly what was going down, didn't they? Good awareness, Heroic, of the situation. The bullets through from... Oh, the spam back from niko. You know, if he didn't opt for that, he could have still been alive. All right, well, it's the details in Counter-Strike. 15-9 the score reads, and, well, this could be all she wrote.
Double molly from Heroic in towards top mid, trying to keep OG back. OG got to use the smoke just to push themselves into playground, but Heroic aren't playing with this. Look how many numbers they have at B.
Yeah, well, this is a whole different look here, isn't it, out of Heroic? They've been heavy over towards B. We've seen Refresh doing a lot of work locking down that monster position, but I think they're feeling that OG haven't had a lot of success over towards A, right? We've seen them try it a couple of times, and they're thinking, okay, well, they're just going to try and hit this bomb site one more time.
It's that living organism CT side you mentioned earlier, Chad. It's just so active here for Heroic. Now they're back up to A. Now they've got the players there before OG even get anyone near it.
Yes, and they're very aware. You can see with Tessus that they know that players could have slinked up close already.
A lot of numbers ready now for Heroic. This is starting to feel difficult for OG. Stown holds in the close left corner. He's got his teammates here as well to back him up. But Mantu and Nexa, they tear through the defense. And now Cadian's turn to try and pull this one back with a demonic look in his eye. He's found 2 kills and he goes back for 3. Couldn't quite capitalize onto Nexa, but has put his team in somewhat of a doable position to try and close this one out. And now Refresh starting to move back. We listen into what comms sound like, and now shox begins to make his way up the stairway. Refresh onto Nexa. Now it's just Valde in a position, ready to strike. He's got one, and he will be overrun, and suddenly it is Refresh.
Not again. Not again.
And it can happen again. Mantu sprays, and luckily, Refresh will go down.
Yeah, you can just see it happening again, can't you? Now, look, the bomb didn't have too long to go, but it's great to get a bit of insight in that situation just there. You can hear Refresh calling the shots in that situation as the retake comes on in, and they actually almost pulled it off. This first one, Nexa low on HP. The second one, Valde runs out of bullets, and then with not enough time to actually take the fight, the only option is to sit that defuse, and last second, Mantu has to swap to the AK to get that one done. The AWP wouldn't have been sufficient for the job.
I just seen visions of the pistol. Flashbacks for OG.
Well, 4 spy for Heroic here. So they've gone all in.
Ooh. No, it's not too far off there, Kedian.
A bit of a B-stream update for everybody. VP 1410 up on map number 2. They do lead the series, and this could be a closeout here. Now, a couple of notes, because it looks like we are a while away from any action. In this type of group format we have here for IEM Katowice, you want to make sure you stay in the upper bracket, because in Group A, let me mention some of the other names we haven't seen play just yet. Vitality and Gambit. And then alongside of those, Mousesports and NIP and Mouse have been all the talk of the town with how they perform throughout the play-ins. So there's a massive names here for these teams to get through. Being in the lower bracket after the first round, nobody wants to be there. So important for both teams to pick up this victory here. But rerouting back towards B. OG have seen enough, they've felt out enough. It is just shox to deal with.
No G playing contact. So no information being picked up here for Heroic to confirm their positions. And now eventually they will start to charge, utility being used up, so sound cues being given away here as well. And they'll happily take the site.
Oh, shox has heard that. Mantu didn't actually clear his corners, so if they think that short is clear, if they don't account for a bit of a... Mantu?
Mantu.
Mantu?
Get your headset on, there we go. That's,
Mantu? Mantu?
Maybe he's got no sound, Chad.
I'm just trying to see if he can hear me, because he couldn't hear that. I don't know what happened just
you
there.
shout down to him, maybe he'll hear us.
Maybe the comms were hectic at that point, but that reaction was... It wasn't a reaction.
It doesn't feel like the comms would be hectic in that situation either, right?
Not with sight clean. Maybe they were saying, "Hey, look, you know, let's play passive," or they could anything could have been going on, but a bit of a blunder there as Heroic come looking for more exit kills.
And they've got numbers near Valde.
They're gonna flash and go, I think.
Here they come. Flashes up, and Valde is gonna be run down. He will deal with it first in limited time, so. Luckily, they don't lose anything else.
And that's okay, because now it will be a Heroic eco, but Refresh going down, he can get the extra pistol that shox had dropped across to him, right? So there's no dramas as far as everybody having an upgrade. But yeah, the door swung open, and then the door was closed, and then he reacted. So yeah, a little bit late there from Mantu. It's not the end. Well, hold up. It might be the end of the world if shox gets multiple kills with the AK in this round.
That would be the absolute worst scenario possible here for OG. We'll see if that's going to happen here again. Heroic stacking numbers at B early. This time OG are electing to go into the B site. 3 players coming through Monster. Oh, that is clean from Flames. Nice little tap to the head is down, and now the flash. It looked to signal the go for Heroic, but they have been held back. Canadian getting bombarded with utility. He's held back and locked out of the site.
Oh, they're getting out of here. They don't want anything to do with this. Thought they would try and contest and take as much away as they can, but that armor would be handy in the next round of play. Maybe play for exits again to get a couple more AK-47s, because money will be the name of the game as we stare down the tail end of this second half. And when you only need one more round, right, every penny like this can be important. It's interesting, you know, there's so many decisions that you can make, right? There's like let's go for exits, let's try, but it's interesting to see how Heroic want to operate, because if they go into next round with the Kevlar left over on shox, Tessus, and Cadian, that's something they don't have to buy, right? So maybe that's an extra nade or two. Maybe even Cadian hold on to the scout, because realistically they only need one more round. And as these continue to fall by the wayside, their loss bonus starts to build, which is going to work in the favor of Heroic here as we head down the final stretch. And when you only need one round, it's not like you need to keep OG's economy too humble, right? You just need that one round. So you can understand why they're the ones being conservative. Nice little one tap here from Flames. Sees the head, and bosh. See you later, Stown.
That's the aim you love to see from Flames. Mansour has had another quiet one here. If he can step up in even these last few rounds, he doesn't have to have a fantastic game overall, but if he can have some impact in the last few rounds, that's an added addition here to OG. Important gun rounds here for them, of course. 3 more in a row, and they've got OT. Stown being much more proactive, much more aggressive, taking control of the playground.
Interesting route he took to get there. Flames has chunked on down, and they're bearing on the B bomb site one more time. shox and Refresh currently here, and they're about to have company.
Stown will have a very quick flank around the backside as well, but we'll see how shox holds the first attack. The first wave for OG begins. shox just tucking down inside of the water pit, and now he's been pushed on 2 fronts, and Heroic with 3 kills is starting to look like the end here for OG. Maybe this is the impact we've been waiting for Mantu. Charging in, another one for him, but just couldn't quite get back to the angle of Tessus. It's Valde in the clutch. Stown's flank around the backside. Valde now looking for the chance, looking for the opportunity to take him down, but Stown's flank is always there, and Heroic bite back with map 2. Overpass goes their way.